It's time. Oh, we found Renee. This should be a fair battle. Okay. One more grindy fair battle for the YouTubes. All right, chat. This is round 5 of our Brian Kelly, Ian Marsh, Treacherous Blessing style pile. Let's see if we can't 5-0. This hand is awkward, but this pitches to negation, so I'm down. So I guess the question then becomes, what are we demonic tutoring for, and why is it just ancestral recall? Renee does play wasteland decks, so there's something kind of dangerous about fetching for a tropical here. I kind of think I'm supposed to fetch for an island and demonic. Demonic for, I think I'm gonna get ancestral recall. There's like an option of getting like Lotus or something, but I think the ancestral makes the most sense. Oh, Sphinx of the Steel Wind confirmed better than Blightsteel. I just exiled their Ancestral Recall, which is insanity. If I don't hit a land here, I kind of think I'm supposed to Ancestral, even though they can have their own negation. And the reasoning is, if I pass, they can have Fluster or Pyro. So, kind of think I'm just supposed to cast this. Okay, value. I'm down. I'm not down to Ancestors Trophy these lands or anything, but we do have a nice big construct coming if it resolves. Well, though obviously it's a lot worse than if we had a PO. Oh, now we can Assassin's Trophy. If they leave open red at the end of the turn here, I think it's pretty reasonable to Assassin's Trophy. Or they're just gonna go for a Dak Fade in. I don't really want one of my things being stolen here. I think I'm actually just gonna force, though if they have Fluster, I get beat by Fluster. Whatever. Should I just Assassin's Trophy this island? No, if they had Fluster, they would have flustered, right? So I kind of think that maybe I'm supposed to Assassin's Trophy this Volcanic. Seems a little greedy, though. But it's just good use of my mana. This means they'll also have to have another red source to Pyroblast my Urza, is the reasoning. I think I'm just supposed to... What can I draw that I would also be able to play in the same turn? It's kind of like nothing, right? So I think it's more value to hold this Time Walk. Okay. They have 3 cards. I have an active Urza. They have another red source. They have a Swords to Plowshares off of their Pearl. That's pretty good. Off of the Pearl is pretty annoying because it means they don't have to fetch Tundra. I have 1 card in hand. I can F6 here. If they had a second deck, it's obviously insane here. This is like one of the big problems with like when you would play Karn against Stack Vaden decks. You could only really plus your Karn Scion. They still fetched a Tundra. Does that mean they have a Lavinia? Okay, sure. Pretty good against my hand until then. So they're on Jeskai, which means that I don't have to fetch basics. Not that I could fetch basics anymore. Let's insulate on green. Time Walk and F6. And then draw, and then... Oh, one land off of Treacherous Blessing. You hate to see it. This Lavinia was pretty annoying. But they didn't fetch a red source, which is nice. We hit a land, we get to Ancestral. Oh, that's a pretty good draw. Let's see if they lock themselves, though. They could easily lock themselves here. And we do have an active 4/4, so not the end of the world. And land drops are actively good. Okay, they missed on a land. Are they going to attack? Sure. They have another sword or a Snapcaster? Maybe. All right, land, maybe? Spyglass, kind of interesting. This does represent 1 extra damage, so no reason not to play it first. I'm gonna name, like, well, there's 2 Scalding Tarns in the yard. Maybe we're just naming Dak Faden. Oh, they do have Snap Swords. Jeez. Do have Snap Swords. Just gonna go find their Jeskai list real quick. 2 Dak Fadens. Only 1 more Dak Faden in their deck. Two Dak Fadens is a low number of Dak Fadens. 3 Dak Fadens in a normal list. Okay. I'm just gonna name Dak. So my construct is gaining me 5 life once it gets snap sorted here, and then I have to hit a land to cast Treacherous Blessing, and they also have to miss on a mana source so that they can't hard cast Force of Will. So kind of awkward. Lavinia once again stopping players from playing Magic. They could also hit a blue card if I hit a land. Okay, that's not a bad. It's not great. Really not great. 4 is a lot of damage. That's not good. I mean, I guess this can happen. We draw all the lands last time and no lands this time. I guess we have a lot of spells turned off by Lavinia, though, so it's kind of just how it is. Doesn't really feel like if I cast a spell, it's going to resolve anyways at this point. Losing to a pair of 2 power beaters is pretty classic. Kind of sad to lose this game. Feel like this Lavinia was the turning point, because if it wasn't Lavinia, we would just resolve Blessing a while ago. Alright, so I'm going to up my Flusterstorm mana, I think, by playing this Crypt, so that if they force 1 minute, 2 spells, 3 spells, 1 spell, 2 spell, 3 spell, 4 Flusters. I don't actually think we were supposed to hold the Assassin's Trophy. Like, they've been stranded on no red source, so they can't Pyroblast my spells off the top. I think the Assassin's Trophy play was fine. Yeah, obviously I can't answer the Lavinia because I didn't hold Assassin's Trophy, but they also wouldn't have had to fetch a Tundra. They would have had red sources. Like, it's a completely different game. So I don't think that flies. So I assume this is gonna get forced. I'm obviously representing Flusterstorm by playing Mana Crypt. Opponents may be considering letting this resolve because it costs me a lot of life to play spells, but I don't have a choice. I need to draw cards and find an answer to the current board state, so Renee in the tank over whether to counter the Treacherous Blessing. All right, we got their counter spell. Fluster it. And then we draw 3, and we need to find answers. We don't have that many answers, but something like... I don't even know what the right thing is here. Tinker. And Oko. All right, I don't think I'm casting this top. Well, if I crack this, I'm going to 8 anyways, so I'll go to 7. So I probably should. I'm gonna have to crack to play 2 spells next turn anyways. So we'll probably bait with Oko and then try to slam a Sphinx and then hope they don't find us another Swords to Plowshares. I would think. I guess there's like not much I can spin for, so maybe it's not actually worth spinning. Oh, you're right. We exiled Sphinx. That is a problem. That is, in fact, a problem. Okay, that's a really good draw. I'm gonna have like no life after this, I guess, but I guess I didn't keep track of that part of this, but gonna have to make some food. All right, I'm at 1. We're not dead. We do have to block with our Yulriel. Oh, did you find a land and you're gonna lightning bolt us? Yeah, we could have stood up Spyglass. Yeah, we could have stood up Spyglass. I was thinking we probably wanted to crack 2 food, but maybe we should have stood up Spyglass, and then we could choose not to die. I guess lightning bolt is always going to kill us, but it's probably going to get pyroblasted, so I kind of think a food is more important, maybe. Like, if they did find this, this means this is going to get pyroblasted, right? So we wouldn't be able to play any spells without a food, which is I'm not gonna lie, I didn't think of these reasonings, but okay. I think this actually works out better for us though, because we get to still play Magic. I didn't think about that. I'm not gonna lie to you. I just like I had my instinct was I needed this food now, but I don't know if that's the reason why my instinct was like that or if it was something else. But the food guess ended up being right, but it is a little awkward. Yeah, no attacks is so good for us. Because now we can trigger this cat one more time. So first things first, what we need to do is we need to gain some life. And then we should probably just play a top and draw with our top. Going to 3. We do need to find another way to gain life again. I think we're supposed to spin. These cards don't gain us life, though. Sphinx is exiled to Force of Negation on turn 1. I mean, I think we want this misstep more than most things. This gets us a cat. We can attack them at some point as well. This is not the end of the world. This is not the end of the world because every turn we can play a top and draw a top until we have lethal attacks, I guess. We only have 2 turns of that, I guess. This is true, yes. Joriel's activated ability is 6 mana to give everything in play. Power toughness equal to the number of cards in my hand. All right, this is going to get forced, though. So now we're in probably in trouble. Maybe we should play Treacherous Blessing. Go to 1, and that gives us 3 cards, so that next turn we can activate. Nope, Sphinx is exiled. Or we'd have done that. I think I'm in, chat. Alright. Yeah, we're not. Yep, alright. We're not casting any more spells this game. I'm not gonna play a land either. I want to keep 6 cards in hand so they're all lethal. I'm not gonna lie to you. Jolriel looks really good right now. No, you didn't. Shattering Spree on my Sorcerer's Spyglass? What's happening? Oh, Shattering Spree. Oh, no. We won't have 6 mana. Oh, no. Because they hit the Emerald and we have a Underground Sea. We don't have double green, though, because they hit the Emerald. And we can't fetch because we're at 1. So we need to naturally draw a tropical island, and then I can't cast this Vraska. So I can attack with 2 cats. If I attack with all cats, though, he just blocks here and then kills me. So I have to attack with 2 cats. We can't swing out. That's not a lethal attack, chat. I will lose the game if we swing out. Stop telling me to swing out. They are at 6 life. And I cannot stand up my Yoriel because I do not have double green anymore. So I'm going to play this Flooded Strand and act like I have it, but I'm just going to attack with 2 cats. I guess I can swing with 3 cats, and then they would chump here, make me chump. How is swing out lethal? They just block once. What are you talking about? I will lose the game. This is a 1-2. These are 2 2s. Oh my god, chat, you're ruining me. They don't have to block both. Oh my lord. They do have to block 1 if I swing with 3 cats, though. So they will block with their Snapcaster Mage. They will go to 2. I will chump, and I have a lethal attack. I don't think it makes a difference if I just attack with this. However, it does make a difference if they have Swords to Plowshares. So I can attack with 2. They would go to 2, and I still have lethal on board. I guess I'm dead if they have Swords to Plowshares no matter what, so I would might as well get one of their creatures out. All right, so they have to find something this turn, or we win the game. And if they find something, we lose the game, because we have double Treacherous Blessings in play. This dies to Time Walk? Yeah. Let's go! Oh, this was a vintage match. This was a vintage match. Oh my lord. Holy crap. I thought we were going to win with the activated ability, but then the Shattering Spree on the Emerald happened, and I was like crazy. And so we're going to board Trophy, Bluster, Obstructionist. What did we take out last time? One of the geese. Almost. Almost there. I do like this card. It's a very cool card. This card is pretty sweet. Works really nice with top. It would work pretty well with Sylvan Library as well. Works pretty good with Perilous Research on my opponent's turn as well. I didn't really consider that. But I could trigger with like top on my turn and Perilous Research on their turn. I didn't think about that at all. That's really cool. That's a good interaction as well. Justin's meme cards once again coming in clutch. Oh, I've made Joriel Bazaar deck. It's pretty sick. It's not good, but I've done it. I had a Bazaar deck that boards into 4 or 3 Uriel because, you know, like they'll bring in all the graveyard hate, and then you're just like, I got cats. It wasn't very good, but I did do that, yeah. I played around with this card a lot when it came out because I thought it was really interesting. Doesn't get pyroblasted. For second ability, you almost never activate. It's 4 green. All your creatures get XX equal to the number of cards in your hand. So right there, we were threatening lethal by casting Blessing and then activating on the next turn. Unfortunately, Renee, Shattering Spree our second green source. So I'm in the back. Oh, this is a hand, huh? Keep. All right, F6. I'm a straight up villain, yeah, I'm feeling. Turn 1, Probe Lotus Arcanist. It's not good for the home team. Yeah, it's only once per turn. They have Pyroblast! No! Alright, we have to find something to... Wait, can we just Demonic for something? I don't know. Alright, they have Pyroblast. What are we naming? Are we just naming Dak again, though? Probably. Demonic for Karn. Demonic for Vraska? They'll probably just find a Force of Will next turn. They get to draw 2 cards next turn. I mean, it might just be the right play, though. Blessing's not the worst idea, either. It's gonna be really shitty if they find a blue card, though. Or even if they just, like, take a Preordain and get to Preordain twice. Will is probably not as good as going for Vraska or Blessing. I don't know which... I think going for Vraska's better, because I think I want to just try to kill this Arcanist. So we currently have... We might be able to play both in the same turn, too. Alright, so they're flashing back Probe. They'll know about Vraska, which is something that I guess we should be aware of. And they're going to have 2 unknown cards to go with their Force, Pyroblast, Tundra. Kind of a weird game of Magic. See what they play. They might just go Tundra Pass and hold open Force Pyroblast. Seems like a pretty reasonable thing to do. And we just have no other options here, huh? So I think we just jam Vraska first. I guess we can't play both in the same turn, huh? It's kind of sad. If it resolves, did you find a blue card off of your probe and draw step? I assume they did. Like, what else could they have found besides? They could have found more Pyroblasts, lands. No, they found a blue card. They found a Dak Vaden. Ha! All right. We're in trouble here. If once opponent finds a preordained, this is going to be pretty hard to come back from. I guess we could find like a. Oh, they found They literally top deck Merchant Scroll for Ancestral. Wonderful. Well, they're probably not going to cast Ancestral right now because that would leave their Pyroblast. All right, they'll just cast Ancestral right now. They draw 6 cards. They have to find a 4. Oh, they drew fucking Ruby? I hate this game. This deck is so tilting. I think that's like pretty greedy, but like they know my hand. They don't have to cast Ancestral there. Whatever. All right. We kind of need to draw a Flusterstorm, I guess, off the top. 3 mana, 6 mana, 7 mana, 8 mana. Oh, I had 9 mana. Oh, I fucked up, chat. This is 3 mana, 6 mana, 7 mana. No. I had 8. I had 8. Whatever. Doesn't really matter. They drew 6 cards, and now they're going to draw another 2 cards with 4 scries. Well, kind of unfortunate. Opponent just had a little bit too much power. Like, I think we might have been okay if opponent didn't top deck blue card into Merchant Scroll. But, yeah. So now they're going to put the Merchant Scroll back on the top, draw it with the Preordain, and then Merchant Scroll for a Force of Will, I would assume. Yeah, kind of gross. I guess we'll force the Merchant Scroll. They just have Gush? They didn't even have to Merchant Scroll for Gush? This game is over. And Renee's not going to time out. I'm just going to go to the next game. I don't really want to be here anymore. Just go to the next game. Opponent had too many Ancestral Recalls. I don't really think I want to change what I'm doing, though. Yeah, I kind of like one Goose. Just run it back. That was pretty unfortunate. Felt like we had a shot in that game. But yeah. All right. I need to watch Queen's Gambit, huh? Everyone's talking about Queen's Gambit. I feel like I gotta watch that. All right, the last match of the night, last game of the night on the play versus Jeskai. Can we get the trophy with the Treacherous Blessing pile, or will we just be another 4-1 in Ian's book of treacherous 4-1s? Only one way to find out. Ancestral Recall hand, please. Bro, this hand is so medium. I can't mulligan this, though. I can't mulligan this. Force, Probe, Narset, Swords, Blast. Yeah, their hand's a lot better than ours. I wonder if I'm supposed to just fluster their Probe. Probably not. Probably just supposed to Ponder if I had more mana. Okay, let's just take land. I don't think I actually want to top. I think I just want to take land. Yeah, you ready for them to probe into Lotus and then play Narset with Pyroblast backup? You ready? I'm ready. Seems like something they would do. I guess we have double Assassin's Trophy this time, though, so... That you running back. Da-na-na-na-na. Kind of wish we had only one Assassin's Trophy and instead had another blue card, but... What's a guy to do? We do know that they have an island in their hand, so we could start throwing off some Assassin's Trophies at their lands, to be honest. And we might actually do that. It kind of seems pretty reasonable here. So opponent played around... Yeah, I'm just going to start trophying some lands. It's a little awkward. It feels so wrong, but we see the island in their hand. It's got to be right. Yeah, I mean, if they top deck Brainstorm, then yeah, we get wrecked, whatever. So be it. They have a mountain that they boarded in. Unreal. Unreal Gamer. Fix their mana for them. So unfortunately, we know that they have... I don't know why they boarded in a mountain. I can't tell you. Maybe they thought we were on 4 Assassin's Trophies. Even though we showed them 1 Assassin's Trophy. And I mean, we did attack their mana base in game 1, but... I don't think I can play Vraska here because of Pyroblast plus Force of Will. Because they can Force of Will, I would Force of Will, and then they would Pyroblast. So I can't play Vraska here. I don't have Flusterstorm mana because I don't have 5 mana. I mean, if they want to jam Narset, that's so good for us, right? Like, it resolves, sure, but then they're, like, tapped out, so... Alright, they didn't play their island again, so are they just jamming... They're just jamming here? They jam a Narset here, I just let it resolve, and then we trophy them. Well, I guess we wouldn't trophy them, we would just Vraska it. So... yeah... They drew a Lavinia. Wonderful. They drew Lavinia with Force backup. I guess that's fine because we have Assassin's Trophy Flusterstorm backup. I guess they could just... Yeah, that's fine, I guess. Okay, alright, okay. So they're not choosing to Lavinia. They're going to choose the Narset, which is going to just happen. And the only thing we don't want to see is them finding another Force of Will off of this Narset. They found Ancestral off of the Narset. I mean, come on. I I just it's so unreal. They just took it. Eh. I'm just gonna pitch Flusterstorm. I guess they might have to pitch Ancestral here, depending on what their other two cards are. Now they pitched Lavinia. All right, I'm just gonna pitch the Flusterstorm. I know their last four of their last cards. I definitely want to just sack this jet. Okay. So now they just get to draw a million cards again, but we have an active Vraska, which is pretty hard for them to deal with. They have 7 cards, including a Pyroblast and a Swords to Plowshares. I just need to draw more Ancestral Recalls, is clearly kind of half the issue. Alright, well, that's just gonna get Pyroblasted. I don't really have things to... Yeah, unfortunately, Pyroblast is gonna answer all of my other threats, so it's kind of like the game is actually over, right? Like, I can plus this, but I don't actually draw cards. Like, there's no way I'm supposed to jam anything here. Flusterstorm doesn't do anything. They have 5 mana. Flusterstorm is a dead card. I wouldn't have dig. I'd have to pitch dig log. Can we, like, go to bed log? No, I don't want to shove anything. I want to shove a dig at the end step and then a blue spell on my turn. So this is actually Mystic Sanctuary for Ancestral Free Call. This deck is so frustrating to play against. The minute they resolve Ancestral, the game is just over. Holy crap. What a dumb deck. The game we won was the one where we Force of Negation did Ancestral. Which should, like, never happen, because you should just always cast it on your opponent's turn, but... It's really not. It's, like, very specifically because opponent is playing Mystic Sanctuary and Dreadhorde Arcanist that they get to cast 3 Ancestral Recalls every game, like... It's not really the same, in my mind. Alright, this is... I'm just gonna jam an Oka, or an Urza here. Alright, they have a... Sanctuary for Ancestral, for a Hardcast Force, and there's just nothing we can do. They're literally just going to cast Ancestral Recall for, like, the rest of the game. And even though we have a Planeswalker, it doesn't really do anything. The minute they find Mentor, the game is over. Oh, they just have a Daze, so they're going to cast... This is the worst. This is the fucking worst. This is just so unfun. They're literally casting Ancestral Recall on every fucking turn of the game for the rest of the game. It's just so lame. I'm so over it. Drew the Blessing. Yep. Jeskai is, like, 2019 cards, man. Like, it's too bad we don't have, like, a great non-pyroblastable planeswalker in play, because if we were to ulti, like, a Ren in 6 or something, I mean, actually, probably ulting Ren in 6 probably doesn't even do anything here, because they've already resolved 3 Ancestral Recalls. The only way we win this game is if, like, the Mentor stays the bottom card of their deck. Like, this Vraska is pretty decent against the rest of their permanents, so as long as they don't find Mentor, they don't really do anything. Meddling Mage is garbage. It's a blue card. It gets pyroblasted. You're, like, not allowed to actually play answers. You just have to cast your own Ancestrals. Like, it's not really about answers anymore. It's just about who can cast their Ancestrals first and how many times they can cast their Ancestrals. Just kind of how it is now. This is going to get negationed. Doesn't help. They just rebuy it with Ancestral. They just rebuy it with Mystic Sanctuary every turn. Like, it doesn't actually do anything, Log. It's not a good answer. You're just diluting your deck and making yourself have to draw that. You just can't stop it from happening anymore. Like, before, you could actually fight over the Xerox's engine, but now, like, if you counter an Ancestral, they just rebuy their Ancestral. So, like, it does, like, you don't actually get to fight over anything anymore. It's just like finding the Ancestral itself. I could have resolved a fucking deck. Oh my god, they found the Gush naturally. Never mind. I was about to say I could have resolved an Oko there, and I actually could have resolved an Oko there if their Gush didn't find him anything. So maybe I was supposed to jam Oko, and I just kind of got complacent. They have an Abrade in their deck now. Yeah, they're gonna cast Ancestral like 2 or 3 more times next turn. What a, like, an actual joke. Really frustrating. Like, theoretically, a deck like this should be really strong against the other fair decks in the format, because you are doing something unfair to, like, go over the top of the fair decks. But unfortunately, like, there's nothing that's, there are no strategies that are as good at being, like, an unfair fair deck. Like, you can't go over the top of casting Ancestral Recall every turn. It just doesn't happen. So, like, the idea of, like, playing this, like, cool artifact shell with that lets you play Treacherous Blessing, like, it's cool, but doesn't matter because it just doesn't actually go over the top of the blue deck anymore, which is, like, really lame. But there's also nothing that you can do about it, because if you restrict Sanctuary, it doesn't matter. And, like, you could restrict Dreadhorde, but that doesn't really do that much either. Like, the lists are already playing, like, 2 Dreadhorde or 1 Dreadhorde anyways, so sometimes they play 3. The Jeskai list sometimes play 3, but, like, Dreadhorde flashing back Ancestral Recall actually gets rid of it, whereas, like, the Sanctuary loop is just never going to end. No, I don't think so. Bazaar is really answerable. I don't think it is. The Ancestral engine is, like, way better than Bazaar right now. Yeah, you can go over the top of Bug, because Bug is not built to loop Ancestral Recall. Bug is built to Wasteland. Yeah, I know, Log. You hate Bazaar. Great. Who cares? I don't really give a shit. I get way more frustrated playing against Jeskai than I do against Bazaar. That's for sure. Wait, opponent didn't loop the Gush? Why? I guess they've already found their mentor, so it doesn't matter. I think if mentor is banned, then this deck might not be able to clock in time, but once they find mentor, that's the end of the game. So this is going to get dig through time, and the dig through time should find mentor. Yeah, I mean, we did play a Veraska, which is not the most powerful planeswalker, but the only reason the Veraska is still in play is because it's not a blue planeswalker because of Pyroblast. Pyroblast makes it so you can't really play powerful blue planeswalkers and expect them to live for multiple turns and gain value. Whereas this thing is sat in the whole game, but the problem is I don't have another engine to make this actually a draw engine. I don't know what you're talking about, Log. Like, to be fair, like, Renee is a pretty fast player. Renee plays at a pretty decent pace, uses F6s, but if Renee just doesn't find Mentor, they might just clock out. Hull Breacher is not a good card. Why do you... Hull Breacher is a 3/2 Pyroblast target. Like, that's not a good card. Narset is good because it replaces itself and finds answers and finds more value. Like, Hull Breacher is not good. Yeah, I mean, we could have played game 2 longer and had Renee time out, but I just didn't want to play Magic anymore, you know? Sometimes that's just how it is. Yeah, we probably could have timed out Renee if we had just played our game 2 longer, but I just was too tilted, so... We've finally resolved an Oko, and I'm pretty sure we're just making a food with it. I don't really think it does anything. At least this lets us take up our Vraska next turn. Yeah, that's true. That's true. If we had just played out game 2 and they didn't find a mentor, then maybe we would have timed out Renee. So, oh no, they just had another Pyroblast. I guess it's fine. Yeah, they have a lightning bolt, so the Veraska's probably going to die. I mean, we're gonna try to mental mist up the lightning bolt, but they still don't even have time walk exiled. So, like, the minute they find time walk, it's also pretty much over as well. So, it's not about timing out our opponents. We just can't cast spells. We are not allowed to play Magic after opponent casts one Ancestral Recall, and they drew their Ancestral Recall first. Like, it's not really about us. Our deck didn't really matter. It's the opponent's deck drew Ancestral Recall. So, like, I mean, we got one decision in this game, right? We got the Demonic Tutor, and we chose Veraska over Treacherous Blessing. And yes, that's about our deck, right? That could have been, we could have had a better deck. We could have gotten, I don't know, something. But another Ancestral. But yeah. Yeah, I mean, yeah, we probably win in 3 if we just play out game 2. But then I'm going to have to go to bed later, so... I guess it would only be like 2 minutes later. So maybe that's not a good argument either. But opponent knows how to F6, so it's going to be a little rough. I'm gonna play it out. I'm already here. It just doesn't matter. Like, the opponent actually F6s through turns and stuff, so. I don't even think, like, it's their fault for taking so long. It's just how the deck is built. Like, if the opponent had drawn a mentor, the game would have been over 10 turns ago. But, like, people complain about Pio for not playing tendrils in win conditions, but, like, the Jeskai deck doesn't play any win conditions either. It plays the same number. It plays one mentor. It's the exact same thing. That always makes me mad still. I will go back to that point when people are just like, yeah, Pio takes too long. Like this, if they just found, if this mentor was in the top 20 cards instead of in the bottom 12 cards. It's unfortunate we don't have any way to wipe this board. They might, I mean, it takes a long time to put Dreadhorde Arcanist triggers on the stack, but I'm pretty sure they're going to win this game with like 17 seconds left or so. They only need one more attack step. They do have mentor triggers to put on the stack now, but you just need to yield, and then put the right two on the tech stack first. I'm gonna time them out. I'll take it. Whatever. You know, fuck it. I'll just take it. Play faster. I gave them game 2. And they didn't have even close to lethal, and they still timed out. So whatever. I'm too tilted. I'll be evil tonight. I'll take the evil 5-0. Most of the time I concede there. Most of the time I concede there, but I'm just too tilted tonight. My better judgment got to me. I'll just fucking take it. I'll just take the 5-0. I don't even want to post this on Twitter. It's just not it's not a great. This is what 1 DC, 1 Golos Shops win, 2 Jeskai timeouts. It's such a shameful 5-0. It's so shameful. I conceded game 2. It should have taken another 10 turns. All right, whatever. What a dumb night. All right, chat. That is too much vintage for one night, I would say. But thankfully, if you are not like me and you want to see more vintage, guess what? I will send you to a place where there is in fact more vintage happening. Like, subscribe, comment, follow, check out YouTube. I need subscribers. Please, please, please subscribe on YouTube. It costs $0. I need to hit 1,000. Check out Eternal Weekend article. It's pretty dope. We spent a lot of I spent some time on it. I'd appreciate if you read it, watch some of the coverage. I think it's really entertaining and interesting. So check out that Eternal Weekend link, subscribe on YouTube, and I hope that everyone has a great rest of the night. Thanks for hanging out.